Hello guys, welcome back to TELA'S Economics. And what I would like to talk about today is Finance Bill 2025 and the Kenyan debt. So we're in May right now, and as per last year, what happened around June, sai kila mtu expect what is going to come out this time in regards to the finance bill for 2025-2026 financial year. So I would like to educate the masses na kuambia Wakenya wenzangu. So I would just like to explain like where we are currently as Kenya in terms of debt na what we might expect in the Finance Bill 2025. First of all, 2024, last year, we collected revenue through taxes 2.4 trillion. And let me go back kiasi. So kila mse anajua that our country ama any country is run through taxes. So taxes are the only way as a government ama as a country you get to maybe invest in infrastructure, you get to clear the debt that you have as a government and do other things in the country. Yeah? Remember that we use taxes even to pay our debt that we owe to the IMF, that we owe to Eurobond and all that. We actually are the #1 debt service ratio country in the world. Like 77% of ile do wewe unatoa kama Mkenya to account for taxes inaenda to servicing the debt that we have. Zile 10 years enye Uhuru alikuwa in power, we paid around 5.6 trillion and to the IMF. Alafu venye the new government came in, we have paid around 1.4 I guess. So that is like 7 trillion. This is the IMF alone. So we've paid 7 trillion to the IMF. You can now start to understand how the government is supposed to run, like how it's supposed to be a welfare state or not in regards to the taxes that we collect. So we use 77% of the taxes that we collect to service the debt that we have. So last year in 2024, we collected 2.4 trillion. Now 1.9 trillion went to the debt service. 1.9 trillion. Now the government has put in place a plan of how it's going to clear the debt that it has, and they have created a plan for the 2025-2026 financial year, which they're expected to pay 2.2 trillion. And you know, this plan that they usually create, it is also controlled by the IMF. IMF wanawambia cheki, you owe us this amount of money, so we need it back. So cut the subsidies that you have. Ndio kwa maana uliona walikuwa naanza kucreate vitu kama SHA, aside from the NHIF. Juu sasa gava ina do and they want to maybe divert or maybe have a new format and so that hii do yenye already NHIF inalipa like ni kama kuenda on a default if you're paying someone. So SHA ikakuwa created, sijui a new education model ya kuchukua do. They are just trying to divert so that they maybe default, but it's really hard to default as a country. So IMF wanawambia we need our money back and you need to collect more taxes. So the government has planned that for next year, 2025-2026 financial year, they collect 2.2 trillion to service the debt. 2.2 trillion of what we are going to collect as a country. And then the 2026-2027 ile masaa ya election, they are planning to pay 2.4 trillion. So, and it gets the number gets bigger and bigger and bigger as the years progress by. And even if you had the new finance minister talking about we are going to be slaves to servicing our debt till 2034. So that is the current government state in terms of debt. And this is aside from hizi pesa kidogo zenye zimebaki zenye wanaiba. So you can imagine we are paying 77% to service our debt. Alafu bado yenye inabaki kiasi inaekwa wapi? Kwa mfuko. So this is the current state of the government as a social status person or persons. So this is how the government is at the moment. So what do you expect for the Finance Bill 2025? My goodness, correct me if I'm wrong, but more taxes are going to be introduced so that they can collect more revenue, so that they can pay the debt that they have. You are going to try and fight it, but I don't know. This is what is going to happen, and just expect, just enye kidogo yenye uko nayo, just try and protect it, protect your wealth. And mi wambiwa say, distribution of wealth is distribution of power, and that is why I usually educate the masses about economics in this country, because I believe that we need to redistribute the wealth to the middle class and the working class, because the middle class and working class are being squeezed out of what they own as resources, and you need to redistribute it so that the country doesn't go into more poverty, into more inequality, worse than it is right now. So that is the current state, and brace yourselves. Take care of your wealth that you own right now, and support this message if you can. Tax wealth, not work. Share this message to your mom, to your friends. Adios. Bye-bye.